Good evening, everyone, and welcome to On the Rise. I'm your host, Mike Feinberg. With me, as always, by my side, my partner, David Shore. We took a week off last week, but we're back. We have some updates and some new information for you. Actually, lots of information. There's a lot to take in tonight, but we'll go through it as quick as we possibly can. We also have a special guest in studio with us tonight. He'll be joining us in just a few minutes. But first, we want to catch you up a little bit. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. If you don't know who we are, RIZE Fighting Championship, created a couple of years ago back in 2019. It's had multiple successful events, including 5 fight cards now since it became RIZE, the last of which was just held last month here, downtown Lake Worth, the Bamboo Room. RIZE has created a concept known as Team MMA. It's fast becoming something very popular here with all the fans. We started out with a regional tournament. We're going to get into an international tournament now with several different countries involved. It's a concept that's really just begun with a couple of fights in, and it seems to, again, becoming very popular. Last month, we awarded 3 championship belts to some of the best amateur fighters in the featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight divisions. This year in 2021, we intend to repeat the tournament to see who will be crowned this year's winner. We'll also be adding weight divisions, a number of fighters to the tournament, just to increase the action. Again, not only will we be holding a regional tournament, but we plan on doing international fighting, so that may mean we may be on the road out of the country. We just need all the restrictions to be lifted to do so. But as of now, we've already created several teams with several team captains who will be representing their native countries. Before all that happens, however, we have some up-to-the-minute info to share with all of you. We'd originally planned to have our next event on February 20th, but due to some permitting issues as well as the aforementioned restrictions, we'll be moving the event to March 20th. As of right now, it's going to be March 20th, and we do not yet have a venue for you, but we'll let you know just as soon as we do have it. What else we do have to share with you right now with some of the fighters who we plan to have on that next card. I'll run through just some of the names with you now, and then we'll be sure to discuss the fighters and the fights later on with you. We do have Felipe Valentim and Alexis Fernandez going to be fighting for the bantamweight title, RIZE's first bantamweight championship at 135. There'll be the return of John Lopez. You've seen him on our last couple of fight cards. He's a force to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division. Big man is 2-0 now with RIZE. He'll be coming back and he'll be fighting for his championship belt.
Big for nothing, right?
Big for nothing, yeah. John Lopez, be fighting for a championship belt. We're also going to be bringing in Trap Gambino. I know we mentioned a couple times prior that we were going to have him coming out here from Vegas. Finally going to have him on the next fight card. We've already made an arrangement, made the agreement, signed a contract with him. He's going to be coming out here, for the next fight card on March 20th at this point, fighting at super heavyweight. His opponent right now has not yet been determined, but we'll find him some, and again, we'll let you know as soon as we do. Al Dergalo, the Soul Taker. Good kid. He waited so long just to be able to fight for us, and he kind of got a raw deal because he finally did get the chance to fight for us just the last fight card, and he had to move up in weight, and it was crazy because he went from his natural 170 down to 155, then found out he was fighting a 170. Exactly. 24 hours before the fight, had to jump back up and couldn't even get up to that weight. So it was an unfair advantage really to his opponent. But we appreciate Al, and we definitely believe in him. We want him to come back and definitely show what he can do. A little more notice this time. So we do have an opponent for him already. His name is Cameron Lueck. They're going to be fighting at the lightweight division at 155. Now that Al's lost the weight, he said he can make the weight once again, and it's fine. As long as his opponent weighs the same, right, and he's got some time to prepare, he's ready to go at that weight. We got Matthew Cunningham coming in as a bantamweight. Ladrian Fletcher coming in as a featherweight. We've got LJ Wilson coming back again in the lightweight division. He had that narrow win on that last fight card at 155. Great fight.
It's huge for 155.
Yeah, right. He really is. He's a big kid.
Yeah, I thought he was bigger.
We got Jeremy Arnold, who's going to be making his debut here with us as a heavyweight. And then we've got, a couple extra guys. We've got Lucas Rosa coming in, making his debut at featherweight 145. Lucas Rosa is the brother of Charles Rosa, UFC fighter, of course. So Lucas, we've been talking to him now for a better part of 6 or 7 months. So we're really looking forward to his debut. Kid's got an amazing level of amateur wrestling experience. And then we've got the return of Justin Starks.
Right.
He's going to be defending that first lightweight championship belt that RIZE has given out. So he'll be the first guy to defend any of the belts that we have here. And he'll be doing that on that March 20th card. So, now that you're all caught up with that, I just want to turn my attention to my partner, David Shore. David, 2021, it's just begun, but it looks like we already have a lot planned for the year.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like you said, all these guys are stars. Justin Starks, love to see him again. Wilson was a tank and just throwing hands the whole entire fight. A lot of good fighters coming up, and I know I've talked to a lot of people recently, just reaching out, saying how excited they are to train and fight for 2021. So I can't wait. Plus, like you said, Team International. A lot of people are very passionate. Seeing all the videos popping up. I'm super excited for it for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely going to be something, and RIZE hoping to have as many as 8 live fight cards this year alone. Provided we can get the permits to do so.
Right.
Now we got pushed back a month from February to March. Maybe down to 7 or 6, but we'll try to do as much as we can, however we can fit it in. And beyond that, with the imminent changes of power, some changes to the in-person and crowd rules and restrictions. That's just what's making it a little bit more difficult. But it's all for the safety purposes. We get it. We understand. We just need to see what we'll be able to do and not able to do as time moves on.
Right.
Well, of course, we'll inform all of you of what goes on as the changes begin to happen. So earlier in the show, I mentioned that we have a special guest here in studio with us tonight. Right now we're going to pause for a brief commercial break. And on the other side of that break, we will have with us the 2020 RIZE Team MMA welterweight champion. He is George Molina. And we will see you just on the other side of the break. See you in a minute.
Jason, the article. Oh! Are excited and ready for the second bout of RIZE.
All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that quick commercial we had there. It should have been talking about our app, and if you haven't yet downloaded that app, please do so. You just saw the promo for it. Beyond that, you see right next to me, we had somebody pop up here, and it is George Molina. George, how you doing, buddy?
How you guys doing? Good.
Great to see you again.
Great to see you
What's
guys.
going on?
I love the belt sitting around, strapped around your shoulder right now.
Too, man.
You bring that thing everywhere you go?
Yeah, sometimes. I try not to bring too much attention, but it's good.
All right, George, I'm going to lean back a little because I know David's got a few questions for you. I don't want to kind of sit in the middle.
So George, how's training going?
Good. Still training, man. I've been training hard. I'm planning on fighting again soon. So I've been training. Training hard, trying to sharpen all the tools, get better. Because there's always a next level to get to. So
Right.
just training that.
Yeah, your last fight, you went from, I thought it was going to be a striking match, and you were doing takedown after takedown. Like I said, it was like 6 or 10 attempts.
I was securing the fight, basically, man.
Right.
Securing the rounds because, with the judges and this and that. I was hoping I knock him out, but, I guess he was a little tough, so.
For sure.
Kept striking, taking him down, I secured the victory. And it was a little slippery, too, man. So, like, my striking couldn't have been as good as because I didn't want to kick and slip or nothing like that. So I was relying on wrestling and takedowns too, which is good. I like slamming people on the mat. You know what I'm saying?
It takes a lot of energy too.
Yeah,
so
you know
credit,
what?
right?
I wasn't even feeling it, man. I was honestly like getting in the fight and I just go all out, man, and I just don't feel it. But I was looking at the slams. Not even in training, I don't do that.
Right.
Sparring, I take more technical takedowns, but there I was just picking them up in the air and slamming them hard. Just that when I fight, it just happens. Like I know I've done it in a few of my fights too, so.
For sure.
It's weird how it's just like a switch, and then I'm just doing like different takedowns and stuff. But it's good for a crowd, good for the win.
Definitely. And so you feel like you're going to fight again soon, you said?
Yeah. I plan on doing that for sure. So I've been training this and that.
And as far as when do you feel like you might go pro after this?
Well, I got a lot of fights, but I mean, a lot of people have been telling me, my coaches too, they want me to go pro and this and that. So I'm just listening to myself and trying to think of what I should do. And I might fight a few more fights, amateur, see if maybe I can get some more belts. I know Armando told me that maybe I get a second belt, so I have to see how that goes. And then just sharpening everything, because I want to make sure I'm 100% ready for whoever comes my way, you know what I'm saying, with the striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. So
So
Yeah.
what's your target date for your next match?
Oh man, I would say next month, man. Trying to get in there
Nice.
and then just stay active. You know, I don't want to not fight for too long. You know, I want to stay more active. You know, because I know there's times.
Yeah, March. You're making the next card.
Yeah, he just told me, so I'll think that through. You know what I'm saying? For a second belt, I mean that doesn't sound bad. You know.
Sick.
Yeah.
And as far as shout outs, you want to give any shout outs to anybody?
Well, I mean, shout out to my team, of course. You know, everyone. You know, my coaches, Daniel, Jay-Z, Jensen. You know what I'm saying? They all helped me out to sharpen everything. You know, because of course, you know, Daniel's a great striking coach, so I got a hell of a striking coach, and Jay-Z's just a beast at jiu-jitsu, man. You see him out here submitting everybody like it's nothing. And my boy Jensen too, he helps me out. So and shout out to my teammates and this and that. So
That's what's up.
they help me get to where I am, you know.
For sure. And where you're gonna go, for sure too.
Yeah, exactly. I'll stay with them and just keep going on, you know.
That's what's up. And as far as sponsors, you still looking for sponsors?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm trying to get more sponsors. I know that helps out. I know I got Celsius helping me out and giving me like, you know, drinks and this and that and shirts and stuff like that, you know. But I want more sponsors, you know, whoever, you know. So I've been reaching out to a few people to see if they can help me out or get something going, you know.
Yeah, like I see you giving your sponsor shout outs all the time. I started drinking Celsius too. I was like,
yeah,
that's
man,
not
it's
bad.
a good energy drink, man. It's
I like
healthy,
it.
you know what I'm saying? No calories, you don't crash. You
Yeah.
know? It's like you're drinking tea, and tea is healthy for you, you know.
For sure.
It gives me energy, you know. Drink 2 of those a day, and they send me cases to the house.
Right.
So it's good, man. You know what I'm saying? They're about to send me like another 3 cases soon. So I was
Sick.
like, you know.
Yeah, I was like, buy one, get one free at Publix. Like, I can't say no, you know, it's right here. So
Yeah,
I've
man,
got one for
yeah.
the office, one for the house.
Yeah, and they're expanding too. They're Costco, 7-Eleven, this and that. Every month they're like expanding. So you know,
Sick.
it's pretty good, you know.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And so, we're talking about like birthdays and stuff. Your birthday's in May. It's not too. It's kind of little ways, but not too far.
Man, I
You
feel
have
like it's
plans
coming
already?
up too fast,
Yeah.
man. Honestly, like I remember when it was my last birthday, like it felt like it was like 2 months ago, and it's already like soon gonna be my birthday again. I need time to slow down, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was just 20, 19. You know, I still feel that way, but 24 now, so time is kind of flying.
For sure.
It's kind of crazy thinking about it, you know.
That's what's up. Well, we appreciate you having here, and you know, looking forward to your next match, bro. You killed it last time, so I want to see it again. For
Yeah,
sure.
thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. You know, I appreciate you guys here. It's pretty cool having an interview. So thank you guys, and thank you for this too. You know, and giving me this opportunity.
It looks good. I haven't seen it in a while. It definitely looks pretty fresh. You been
Yeah,
polishing
I
it?
know, man. I like every day I look at this and I'm like, damn, I fought for that. I won that. So
Yeah.
you know, it's good. It's a good feeling. You know, it's motivational. You know, so it inspires me. So you know, I'm glad.
For sure.
You got a little tape on the inside, just sticks right there to the shoulder to keep sliding off.
Yeah, man. I might walk around the mall or something around with this, man. Thank you guys.
But that's great because I always got a thing where I always forget my belts, you know. So you got a spare one sitting on your shoulder, man. So if you ever need one around your waist,
Yeah, it might be a little tough getting this off, man.
He's
So,
two events. He forgot his belt for both events.
Oh yeah.
It's like it happened again.
Shoot,
Like how do you
man,
make
I
that
don't know,
up?
man. I won the belt to myself, so you, know what
You
I'm
can't
saying?
borrow that
I might-
one.
Yeah, I might get a little greedy with it.
I tell you, man, I'm jealous of that for sure. You know, a few years ago, I was driving around with a couple of these guys. This guy was the WBC boxing champ, a junior lightweight champ, and he had his belt like in a case in my trunk while we were driving around.
Yeah.
I dropped him off at the hotel they were going in. I started driving off. He said, wait. I forgot my box. I got my belt in there. Man, I was thinking about just driving off and keeping that thing for just a little while.
Shoot.
Just about 24 hours. Doing
Man,
exactly what he's doing.
Even when I go out with my belt, man, I don't even like to leave it in the car, man. I'm like, I take it with me. I'm like, I don't want to drop the belt because it's like, I want to make sure, you know, it's secure. You know what I'm saying? So that's funny you say that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the bar the other day drinking and I had it on me, man. And it's funny, people coming up to me and I was like, "Oh, what's your name? Who are you? Where do you fight?" This and that. It definitely grabs a lot of attention, so it's pretty cool, you know.
For sure. And what about as far as like, did a lot of people watch your fights as well from the previous card?
Yeah, of course. A lot of people, you know, I even made a highlight of it myself, so you know, it's pretty cool. You know, people like the fight, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of people that support me, they watch the fight. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, you know. Because it was, man. It was a nice brawl fight, you know, and wrestling fight. So had everything, blood, everything. You know?
I know,
yeah,
for
man,
real,
a
it
lot
did.
of blood too, man. So it's good, man.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about Fight Sports out there in Deerfield. You know, what other fighters you got out there that we shall be watching out for?
Yeah, man. Well, of course, we got Felipe fighting soon. So Felipe is doing his thing. He's a little killer too, man. He's been looking beastie in the room, man. So I'm trying to see him get back in there soon ASAP. You know what I'm saying? And get another belt. kick somebody's ass because that's what he does in training. So,
I was gonna say he seems pretty like he's super confident every time.
Oh
I talk to him.
yeah.
He's just so cocky and confident. It's awesome. You know,
he's good. He works hard all the time. He's for
tell.
sure one of the hardest workers in the room. I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, he works all the time. Every time I'm looking at his Instagram, he's like training, working. So that's why I'm really looking forward to seeing him get back in there. You know, I want to see that. You know, because I see it first person. You know, when we're in training, we're sparring, when we're grappling, rolling. So you know, I want to see him, and then I have, of course, you know. Ken is now training at Fight Sports, so he has a fight soon. So he's been training hard himself. So he'll be fighting soon, so you guys look out for them, you know. And a few other fighters, too, they're training here and there, you know. Get some fights lined up, you know.
definitely.
Yeah, with Felipe, I mean, we're looking forward to having him on the card. I mentioned it just earlier in the show that we can have him in there trying to win that bantamweight championship and bring it back to Fight Sports with you guys as well. But that's more motivation for you to be on the card too, man.
Yeah,
You know,
of course,
champion
man.
the champion.
That's what we were
Let's see what we
supposed
can
to do. We were both supposed to fight and get the belts, you know, bring them home. So, yeah, it might be possible. It might happen, man.
That'd
I
be
would love another belt too, man. Walk around with two of them. Like having shining armor on me, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So now that you're considering obviously fighting again soon, next month or so. I mean, how limited is your training? Are you training every day or?
What do you mean?
Well, right now, you don't actually have a fight lined up for you yet.
Oh, but I train all the time, yeah, man. Year round, I train year round, honestly. And the only difference I would say is that maybe like I diet better, and maybe I spar more towards the fight. But every week, all the time, I'm training, man. Today I trained for 3 hours. It's like I was killing myself all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I train hard all the time. I spar every week too, like twice a week, 3 times a week. So it's just a little momentum, like little more that I kick it when I have a fight lined up. And of course, with the dieting and then, not going out and this and that, things like that.
Right.
But I'm always training hard.
I know that,
Basically,
normally,
I'm saying I will fight somebody right now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
line them up.
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
I know normally the way the weather is in Florida here, trying to burn off the weight, a lot of road work, and get involved that way, just sweat it out. But, the way the weather's been recently, it's kind of hard to sweat it out. So,
Man, I'm not even going to lie, man. You know what's crazy? Every time I'm cutting weight for a fight, it's always cold. It's happened so many times. The last card, it was cold. I'm like, damn, how the hell am I going to cut weight? But I ended up doing it. And the fight before that, it was cold too, but we didn't have a sauna. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, every time it's cold.
Yeah.
And it's been happening to a few of my fights, but then it was hot. I'm like, man, I need to be like balls hot so I can sweat all the way. Because, I go out for a little sprint or jog, and I just, with the sauna suit on, I just sweat like 5 pounds right there. So
Okay.
I hate it when it's cold for some reason. It always happens. Freaking crazy, but
How much weight do you have to cut?
Well, I usually cut like 17 pounds.
Yeah.
The most I did was like 22, 23, but I'm never doing that again. That
it's
kind of
dangerous.
hurt.
Yeah.
But 17, 15 pounds, And then, I want to stay a little lighter too, so I don't have to worry about the weight cut so much.
Right.
Instead of the fight, I'd rather be thinking about me fighting this guy than me cutting the weight and like, shoot, what if I don't make it, this and that, and just killing my body, so I want to walk around lighter, a little healthier,
Makes sense.
cut some weight.
that's difficult, man.
'Cause that's the worst part for sure.
When it gets cold out there, I'm hungry all the time. I don't know what it is about the weather. When it gets cold, I just want to eat.
And it's weird because we're in Florida, man, and it decides to get cold out of nowhere. It's like, what the heck, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's been a long, cold spent. It's the longest cold I remember in a long time.
yeah, it seems like it's getting colder now too,
It's crazy.
So yeah.
Tell us a little bit. I mean, I want to go back to this. I know we discussed this when you had you on, previous in the show. But your heritage. Where are you from?
So my parents are from Colombia. I was born in New York.
Okay.
But I lived in Colombia for a few years, so mostly Colombia. That's why I know Jose.
Yeah, Jose, give you a
I know
shout
Jose
out.
give me a shout out to Jose. He's my dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I train with him a few times too. I spar with him, so he knows that I can strike. So I appreciate him giving me a shout out. He's a cool guy. So yeah, Colombia. Love my country. Good food, good music. Have a good time. So I plan on going there soon for some things that I have to do. And just having some fun, So it might be after the fight, after I have my next fight, then go to Colombia for a few days, and just relax. Because you could really have a lot of fun in Colombia. I'm sure you guys know,
For sure.
It's a lot of things to do there. So, yeah.
That's something. So Jose's been calling you saying, man, join my team, the international MMA team for
Oh, yeah,
Colombia.
he told me about that, man. It sounds pretty cool fighting in Colombia. I never thought about that, but I'm like, damn, maybe I should, Colombia, I'm sure my family members might go out there and watch the fights because it's Colombia, it's a different atmosphere too, so I want to see how that goes. So I was thinking about it too, and it's possible, if everything plays out right, the timing and the way it's looking, then yeah, I would do it.
I can see Jose trying to get that strategy, and it's like I'm gonna get already a belt winner on my team. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a good promotion. That's good promoting right there. So yeah, sounds fun. I have to start looking into that international stuff. So I'm fighting out of seas and this and that too.
I'm trying to get more cultured as well. I said Pisces instead of Pisa.
What?
He was making fun of me.
Where are you from?
I'm born and raised here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're not Spanish? Not even a
No,
tad bit?
not at all.
Man, you look a little Spanish.
I'm Russian and Irish.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where it comes
Shoot,
from.
man, that's funny.
Yeah.
I swear I thought you could have been Cuban. or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Everyone says that.
I know you're Spanish, right?
No, I'm not either.
What? No, I just want to get out of here,
I'm
man.
not.
Yeah, no.
Where are you from?
My background, same kind of thing, man. European
Really?
background, but generations
Because you have
ago.
an accent too. I swear I thought you were Spanish.
Yeah, no, just a lot of Spanish over the years. And
His
I
wife-
married a Peruvian woman, and
Yeah.
my kids
Oh,
speak
that's why.
Spanish.
That's
so
why.
I don't.
That's why. Well, I'm sure Armando's Russian, right? He's a
I
Russian
know.
guy.
That's right.
At this point, right?
It's all a big coup for sure.
That's crazy. But yeah, man, you go check out Colombia one day, man. Colombia's fun. So
They have the best women. I know that.
yeah, that's for sure, man.
Yeah.
Go there, have a lot of fun, man. So
For sure.
distractions for the fight. So you gotta stay put.
Yeah, I have a buddy. He actually learned Spanish completely, like Russian descent. And it's like, I learned Spanish just to go to Colombia, and he goes to Colombia. He saves all his money, and he takes a whole month off and goes to Colombia.
Oh man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's good, man, because the money expands there, because it's like 3 times the currency. So take a few bucks there, and it's just like, wow, you have all this money to do whatever you want. So it's pretty fun. Get a hotel room, nice little view. So
I'm ready for Armando to book a fight in Colombia. I'll definitely be down.
that sounds pretty cool, man. Hey, let me know about that, man. I like to hear a little more about that. Sounds good. That sounds fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So that's great, man. I'm happy for your success, everything that you've done up to this point, and I know you'll be successful in the future, whether it be amateurs and eventually into the pros. Definitely would love to see you do the international team MMA and get back in the cage with us and defend the belt or whatever it is you got to do, man. But a lot more of you for sure would be.
We're signing him up for everything. He's got to fight with
Yeah.
Felipe. He's going to fight with Jose. You already got you got 2 cards already spoken for.
I hope I heal like a superhero, man. So I can fight every week. If I could, I would, man. That sounds fun. But we'll have to see how everything goes with the timing and how my body feels and this and that. So
Yeah.
cool. Sounds fun though. Looking forward to it.
Before we let you go, anything you want to say to your friends and your family?
Well, yeah, shout out to my team, my friends, people that support me, thank you guys so much, for supporting me, for following my dream, because something I always wanted to do. So shout out to you guys and thank you so much. And I appreciate you guys too, you know what I'm saying? So
Of course.
shout out to you, shout out to Rise.
And
Thank you, guys.
how can your new fans follow you?
Well, you guys can follow me on Instagram, at George_Demo or Jorge Demo. So, I have some of my contact there, some of my fights and some of the things I do other than fighting too. So, you can check me out there, Jorge_Demo.
Or go to the RIZE page.
Oh yeah, go to the RIZE page and then you can see my profile in there, check me out, probably see my fight, some of my fights and this and that. So, sounds good. Thank you guys.
Yeah, we're going to pause just for another quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with some more sports news. But, buddy, it's been a pleasure. We appreciate you stopping by and talking with us. Have a great
Thank you,
night.
guys.
Take
You
care.
too.
See if you can get me some
Great seeing you
Celsius
again.
too. Or
Yeah, man, shoot. Let me see if I got some in the car, man. Maybe I'll bring some up here.
appreciate it.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
all right. We'll be right back.
This is Kerry from Deviate Motorsports. I want to welcome you to our world and give you a little insight into what we do. From the lift kits, lowering kits, custom wheels and tires, gas, diesel, performance, and accessories. We do it all here in-house. All of our services we offer, we install everything. Come follow us on social media, Facebook or Instagram, deviate_motorsports. Take a look at what we do, what we have to offer. We're located at 1018 North Federal Highway in Lake Park, US 1, just south of North Lake Boulevard, or you can give us a call, 561-840-2023, or shoot us an email, deviatemotorsports@yahoo.com. Thanks.
All right, and welcome back. We're now at the point of the show where we begin discussing the world of sports. Hopefully you enjoyed that quick commercial break we had there from our sponsor, Deviate. But first off, David, what's going on in the UFC?
Oh man, Max Holloway came out on ABC as the main card, and he destroyed all the expectations by everyone. He's an amazing striker in general, but I believe he had 700 strikes, 400 significant strikes at a 5-round fight versus Qatar. It was amazing, honestly. If you didn't see it, I definitely recommend you watching it. Never seen anyone. He broke all kinds of records for throwing these kind of strikes. It was really good. Also, Josh Buckley, the guy who had that spinning back kick that knocked the other guy out last year, he got knocked out in the first round. It was a little disappointing. But the biggest thing that coming up is the next card. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier is happening. I already got money on McGregor, so we'll see what happens.
All right.
Hopefully it all works out. I also there's Chandler versus Hooker. It's a co-main event. So probably whoever wins out of those two, it's almost like a little tournament. Whoever wins might fight for the lightweight belt that might give up.
Right.
Maybe. So we'll see what happens, But I'm super excited for the fight this Saturday, and other stuff as far as bare knuckle boxing. I believe Paige fights next month. It's coming up. I'd like to see her in a bare knuckle boxing fight to see what happens and if she can preserve her pretty face, And
right.
I saw her opponent talking trash already, so I'm already hyped up to watch that.
Yeah.
And that's mostly what I'm anticipating.
Yeah, that's going to be something interesting right there with the bare knuckle, man. They're calling it the Super Bowl brawl because it's actually going to be in Tampa, right?
Right,
The Super Bowl
right,
is on the same weekend, so it's I guess people are already coming in for the Super Bowl. They get another event they can go out there and see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great selling point. I mean,
Right.
It really is. They already got everybody out there anyway.
Right.
What these guys are going to do for the weekend, they might as well go check that out. So BKFC is definitely hot, and it's doing pretty well. And I just saw, I don't know if you saw this in the news, so celebrity boxing, Lamar Odom just signed a contract.
Saw that too,
Did
yeah.
you see that? So I'm not sure whose opponent's going to be, but
I mean, he's a big guy. I wouldn't want to fight him, but
But if history is to repeat itself, you saw what happened the last time a basketball player got into a ring to try to fight anyone.
I want to see him versus Jake Paul and see what happens.
Versus Jake Paul. It would be interesting just
Yeah.
to see who Lamar is going to fight and how he'll do. But it's a different kind of training. It really is.
Right.
If you're a basketball player and really, part of your training is I just have to make sure that I really enunciate the fact that I've been dropped. Just the whole flop thing that they do, the very dramatic way that they go about it. You have to sort of unlearn that.
Right.
When you get into a boxing ring, you don't want to go down. In basketball, you're like, hey, let me flop down and get a foul out of it. It's a whole opposite kind of thing. But definitely a whole different kind of training involved with that. So being a natural athlete is one thing, but if you don't get some sparring and some road work in there, I don't know what the hell you're going to do.
You get Nate Robinson.
You get a Nate Robinson.
Yeah, that was bad, especially versus a YouTube star. He's been clowned on so hard. That's why. It's the main reason why I don't do athletic sports in front of big crowds. Because I don't want to be that guy. So.
Yeah, jumping and dunking isn't going to help you out in the boxing ring.
No, exactly.
But I was going to jump just really quick to the world of boxing. So we've got the first all-women pay-per-view boxing event that's coming up. It's the first time in history this has ever happened. It's going to be three. Well, I know it's at least 3 fights on the card. They're going to be televised portion on the pay-per-view card, and it's headlined by Clarissa Shields.
Yeah, and she's going into MMA too. I can't wait for that.
And she's going to MMA. Yeah, I was just going to bring that part up as well. That's exactly it. So she's already been training MMA out in New Mexico, and she brings her boxing training. I always see her down here in Florida. She's already a unified champion in boxing, and she's a 3-division champion, winning belts in 3 different divisions. Now she's bringing her 2 belts at super middleweight, and she's going to be fighting. I believe her name is Marie-Eve Dakari, I believe is her name. She's the IBF champ currently at super middleweight. And WBA didn't have a belt for women's boxing at the super middleweight division. It didn't exist. They've just created it, and so now the 4th belt will be on the line. So all 4 belts will be on the line again. So if she does win this, she'll be the first boxer in history to ever win a undisputed championship in 2 different weight classes.
Wow.
Never been done before. And I had to think about that, and I was like, are you sure about that? There's a guy named Evander Holyfield, and I'm starting to think that might got, because I know he was definitely undisputed as a cruiserweight before he made his way to heavyweight. But when he won the heavyweight championships, he never won all 4 belts. He never held all 4. In fact, Riddick Bowe is the only guy to ever hold all 4 at any given time, although not at once, before Tyson Fury finally just picked his up. But nobody's actually ever held all 4 of those in the heavyweight division, which is amazing, all the years that we've had that.
And then she's going to fight MMA.
And then she's going to fight MMA.
Yeah.
So March 5th is the boxing card. She's going to take a couple weeks off. Then she's going to go out to New Mexico and start training back again as a PFL, I think.
Yeah.
She signed with, and she's going to be fighting somewhere in the middle of June.
She's with Greg
or
Jackson and
maybe late
John
June.
Jones and all them, Holly Holm. So she has good camp.
It's kind of great.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what she can do. Busy year for her. Wish her the best of luck too. Again, I've seen her down here quite a few times. Talk to her as often as possible. She's a nice girl, and she deserves all the best. And it's great. The card is going to be up in Flint, Michigan, by the way. So they're all still struggling right now with clean water after all these years that we've been talking about this. They're still having a lot of issues and struggles. There's a big poverty area there. So a lot of the fighters like her and the Durrell brothers, all from that Flint, Michigan area, have all been trying to contribute as much as they possibly can to help finance that area and bring it up. So having a fight card right there in the Flint area is definitely going to bring some money into the economy. So that'll hopefully help out a little bit. I don't know the limitation of how many fans will be out there, but it'll be nice just to see what they can do to help out around that way. But some interesting things for sure that are coming around that way. And I know also with boxing, you talked about Tyson Fury a little earlier. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, they have apparently, it's all agreed monetarily. Everything is set now, although they've said it 4 times that they had it done before. They will definitely 100% be fighting. So I've heard. So I've heard from Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn. But again, Deontay Wilder still has that petition in there. Right. Saying that, look, I am deserving of my WBC rematch. Right. So they both actually may have to give up belts. I'm talking about Joshua and Fury may have to give up belts by not defending their belts against their #1 contenders. And so they're never going to unify these things. We just talked about that. The heavyweight championship has never been unified with all 4 belts. And it's a shame that we can't just let these fights happen and make them right. But with heavyweights, they fight so few and far between. They're not like the lightweight guys. They'll fight 4 or 5 times, 6 times in a year. These guys will fight twice at most. And with Corona going on, you got them fighting once every other year and a half at this point. So it makes it difficult, for sure. But anyway, let's jump to NFL, man. We got the playoffs going on. We missed last week, so we didn't get to talk about what even happened before that coming into the playoffs. But
yeah, I found out that G's actually a Bills fan.
That's right. Yeah, we did hear that.
I like the Miami Dolphins, but apparently it's not the case. But so he's cheering on the Bills. Bills are doing pretty good apparently. So we'll see what happens. Tom Brady beat the Saints. That was great. The Bucs are on a roll. They're gonna go against Green Bay, and that should be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not good at predicting, but I don't know. I like Aaron Rodgers and I like Aaron Jones, and I still hate Brady from being on the Patriots somehow. So
you can't get past that.
Can't
part,
get
no matter
past
what,
it.
right?
Yeah, no matter what. My roommate's all for him, and I'm just not. But the Chiefs too. They squeaked a win. Mahomes got injured. He got a concussion. Hopefully, he's undergoing a protocol for the concussion and needs to do like 5 different signs or whatever to become eligible to play. So I'm praying because I got a significant amount of money carrying on the Kansas City Chiefs. So my prayers for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to be okay. He's going to win this week.
Yeah.
So it should be a pretty. I think they're going against Cleveland, or who they going? No, who's the Chiefs going against?
The Chiefs are playing the Bills.
The Bills.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think the Bills are going to take it?
I got money on it.
Oh yeah, we
That's
do got
right.
money. We got
Chiefs
money on that too. I
right.
forgot.
Everybody's kind of got money on that one, huh? But no, it's interesting though that the Bills' their pathway to get to that Super Bowl is the fact that first of all, Lamar Odom, man, Lamar Jackson got knocked out with a concussion during the last game, and so they had to play without their superstar. And now Mahomes may be on the bench and not able to play because of concussion protocol. So they got another quarterback, their superstar, sitting there. So it's like, did the Bills really win these games, or they won against like a depleted opponent both times?
It's funny that the backup's Chad Henne. It's like you never think that a Dolphin fan will see that guy again. He's over here backing up all the Chiefs. So we'll see. But they got, even without Mahomes, he has Hill. He's got Kelsey. They got a lot of weapons besides Mahomes. But obviously he's one of a kind. $500 million contract or whatever. So we'll see. I'm praying he gets better and does what he does.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And like I said, I know we were all discussing this before last weekend when we had those final 8 teams before the games started up. I mean, I'm just really high on the Green Bay Packers right now. Right. I mean, that to me is just, they have so many weapons offensively, and their defense seems like it's getting better and better as it goes into the postseason. So that's all they really need to do. The defense needs to hold. If they can just hold, I mean, their offense will just take care of business.
Well, I think Green Bay is really good at just running the clock. They're run, the clock goes down, and there's no time for the other team. They're just really good at keeping control of the ball. So,
I mean, well, Aaron Rodgers is the best at drawing defenses off sides. I mean, it's just like his thing.
Right.
So, however he's been able to master that, he's done it quite well. And makes all the difference in the game. If you go back and look at every one of these drives, where did the drive turn around? It was always a 3rd and short where he's drawing them off sides and starting all over, starting fresh. But yeah, I think as long as those guys stay healthy, I do see them winning the whole thing. And I know it's a lot to say because the Bills are a good team and the Chiefs are a great team, and of course, Rodgers still has to get past Brady next week. And it was interesting too. If you watch that game you were mentioning, that what's his name, Jameis Winston came in. The former Bucs starting quarterback came in as a backup quarterback for New Orleans and threw that first touchdown of the game against his former team. That was quite a play. I really liked watching that play.
That was a good play.
I'm not a big Jameis Winston fan. We've discussed that in the past. I'd rather he be on the bench. But it was nice just to see a trick play like that. I was actually surprised that we didn't see more from Sean Payton. But I think we might next week. He's kind of saving him. He didn't need him yet, But curious to see what happens here the next week of the playoffs in the championship games and who makes it to the Super Bowl. And I can't believe we actually even able to say that the Super Bowl may still happen on February 7th.
20% capacity I read last night.
That's what it is. 20% capacity. Yeah, it's unfortunate. And, I have some people that have some Airbnb properties up in the Tampa area, and I said, months and months ago, even before the pandemic, I said, you guys are going to clean up. Because not only do you have the Super Bowl in Tampa, but you got the Pro Bowl right there in Orlando, not too far out. You'll probably be able to find some people willing to rent it out for a week, $5,000 for your house or better. And unfortunately, Pro Bowl is not really happening anymore. And Super Bowl, like you said, is at capacity at 20%. So it's unfortunate because Tampa Bay has lost a lot of money in this, where they could have brought a lot into their economy as well.
It might be like $5,000 or $10,000 a ticket, 20% capacity.
Yeah, I mean, they should make them expensive for sure. All the protocols they have to go through, it's more expensive for them to have the fans there.
Right.
And of course, like you said, just even have the game. You have to subrogate that expense somewhere.
Exactly.
But nice to see that we actually may actually get through the Super Bowl. Just like we did with the national championship game in college. It was amazing to see it happen. College basketball, we'll see how that one goes. Last year we didn't see much of the Final Four come through, but we'll see the tournament. I'm sure we'll see it at some point in some capacity. But it remains to be seen. And I guess that's the world of sports.
That's it.
We really appreciated George Molina coming out here and being with us tonight. Our welterweight champ, the first RIZE welterweight champ. Hope you guys got to know a little bit more about him. We'll try to egg him on a little bit, try to get him to come out here and fight on that March 20th card.
And on Team Columbia.
And on Team Columbia later in the year with International Team MMA. He's a great fighter, to be able to see him at his best.
Right.
I know that this time around we won't be having any issues with the slipping on the canvas. We're going to make sure we correct that because that definitely changed a lot.
Yeah, and apparently it's a freak occurrence. That hasn't happened prior, so, it should be a whole different ballgame.
Right. So we'll just, do whatever we have to do to make sure that it's a better event in that capacity and the fighters are more comfortable inside that cage. But all the same, guys, like I mentioned, no longer February 20th, now March 20th. We will let you know where it's going to be. It could be downtown Lake Worth. It may be moved. It's just all going to depend on the permitting. A lot of rule changes right now. So we'll get back with you and let you know exactly how that's going to go down. But, David, I know we talked earlier in the hour. I mentioned some of these fighters, so I know you know some of these guys. Just want to get your take on this before we head out.
Sure.
So Felipe Valentin, you've seen a little bit of him.
Right.
You've known a little bit of him. We know that George speaks pretty highly of him as well. He's taking on Alexis Fernandez. I don't know how much you know about Fernandez.
I believe he's like 8-5. I believe he has a lot of fights under his belt. His nickname is Relentless. So it seems like he's a pretty adamant person about winning and being, doing the best he can. He has a lot of experience, so it's going to be a banger for sure. But like George said, this guy is super confident, almost arrogantly confident when I interview him. This guy is so serious. And he's like, what do you mean I'm not the best? I train every day to be the best. So I enjoy people like that because it just shows how passionate and ready they are to compete.
Right.
So it's going to be a showstopper for sure.
And I know they're fighting for that bantamweight title, as we mentioned, on that next card as soon as we can have it. But I know Felipe does not look anywhere near 135. If anybody's losing weight, I think this guy's probably losing the most out of all the fighters I think we've seen recently. I'm not sure what he walks around at, but he's got to be at least 20 pounds heavier than that, if not more, on a normal day.
Yeah,
So
I don't remember. Did we meet him in person? I don't know if I interviewed him in person, but you can't tell versus video versus in person, So can't wait to meet him. Hopefully we can have him in before his fight and we could go over at least a couple things.
And then a couple of guys that we don't have to worry about making weight. are going to be Big John Lopez,
Right.
big for nothing. Your heavyweight, I know you're really high on that guy.
Yeah.
He's shown a lot of his skills.
Right.
He's shown both, his punching power and his takedowns, his wrestling ability.
3 rounds and also, finishing 1 round. So, he's definitely coming around, and I can't wait to see him get a belt because he's been super dedicated.
Yeah, that is our heavyweight title. It'll be the first again, as I mentioned, Felipe Valentin for the first bantamweight title, John Lopez for the first heavyweight title, and then we got Trap Gambino, as I mentioned, doesn't have to worry about making weight at super heavyweight. That's a big guy right there.
Yeah, actually, I've been talking to a couple of super heavyweights recently, so it's just I didn't realize there's so many of them out there. All these giants in the rough. So, yeah, can't wait to see that happen. He looks like he's been training, and let's see what opponent he's gonna get matched up with.
Yeah, I know he was going to be on our last card. We've been talking about him for a while. I interviewed him probably, it feels like a billion years ago, probably back in March or April. It was supposed to be a card, middle to end of the summer last year. But then we were to push him to the December card. And his coach and he just kind of sat down and felt like he needed to be polished just a little bit more, work on his skills, sharpen them up. And that's what he's been working on. So I know that he's going to come prime and ready to actually come out and make his debut with RIZE. And he's got a big following. We hope that all the fans love him or hate him. You're going to tune in just to see him. And, as I mentioned, Al Durgalo, I said enough about it earlier on, but coming in and fighting at lightweight, finally able to be in position to fight and know who he's fighting and have the preparation to do so. I look forward to seeing the best of Al Durgalo that night.
Yeah, he has a lot of energy and a lot of positive vibes, and like I said, he sounded extremely excited to fight again right after his last fight. So I've never seen someone bounce off of a loss so hard and come back with screaming, saying how he's going to be back and all this and that. So, he has a lot of confidence and spunk, so I can't wait to see him turn it around.
Yeah, he's definitely owed that fight, so happy to have him back on the next card. And, we got a couple of new guys coming in, Matthew Cunningham at bantamweight and Ladrian Fletcher at featherweight. I don't know how much you know about these guys. I literally just heard their names just as I was coming to sit down to go live on the show. Armando threw them at us. I don't know if you've heard of them either. No. But, I'm sure we'll talk to them or talk a little bit more about them as it gets closer to the fight card, make sure that they do stay on the card and find who their opponents are going to be. Yep. Fights are always subject to move around. Some of these guys may be fighting each other. We may have to switch however it works out. And then I'm going to jump over here to a minute. So LJ Wilson, I know he had a pretty tough outing the last time he was here.
Right. Versus his son, right?
What's that?
Versus his son.
Greg's son, yeah.
It was, like I said, it was a 3-round banger, and he almost looked tired at the end of it for punching Greg's son so many times in the face. So, and he also has Charles Rosa in this corner, the UFC fighter, amazing trainer, so he's, it's going to be exciting to see him. And like you mentioned, Lucas Rosa with his brother in there, obviously he has the best, highest class training. Right. So those two are going to be amazing on that card.
Yeah, Lucas definitely fired up and ready to get in the cage as well and show us what he can do. So curious to see, and it's great he's going to make his debut here with us at RIZE. We also get another heavyweight coming in, Jeremy Arnold. I don't know if he's going to end up fighting John Lopez or, he's got his own opponent coming up because we're trying to find a couple different guys. But as I said, things could switch up. But I'm not sure what his skill level is. I'm not sure where he comes from. Another name we just found out and popped up. But, I left him for last here. So, again, we just handed out the belts just last month, but we got Justin Starks going to make his first defense of that lightweight belt, that first RIZE championship belt. And, we've seen Justin Starks a couple times on our last couple of cards, and that's a spark plug right there.
For sure. I didn't realize he was military as well, so you can see that dedication. And, yeah, like you said, he comes to the fight, and his last opponent was really game, and he did a great job. So I can't wait for him to come back.
Yeah, again, so those are some of the fighters we do expect to have on that March 20th card, everyone. Again, we'll let you know, update you with the venue. You saw the promo earlier, you've heard us say it a million times, or maybe you haven't if you're just tuning in for the first time. You got to make sure you download that app, okay? Vitally important, RIZE FC, RIZE, R-I-Z-E space FC, Fighting Championship. You can get that anywhere from Google Play Store. You can get it from the Apple Store. Whatever it is, just go ahead and get that, download that, because you'll be able to watch the last couple of fights perfectly free that we had here in September and in December, see what this Team MMA was all about, see what RIZE has to offer, and you'll get a little more information up to date as it comes in for the next fight card as well. A lot of information, backstories about some of these fighters as well. We're also going to be streaming a lot of our events on Roku, Apple TV. We've got it on the Fire Stick. We've got it on YouTube and Facebook, and pretty much every venue and every capacity you can come up with, you'll be able to see our fights. So, that's our show for tonight. This was On the Rise. Again, I'm Mike Feinberg on behalf of Armando Gonzalez, Gerardo Ramos, my partner David Shore. Have a great night. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you.